What's up, champions? Ben Kennan back at it with 3 strategies on how you can make better Facebook ads that convert. And let's just get right on into it. So we're here in my Word document. I'm not going to waste any time whatsoever. I'm going to show you guys how to, this is the wrong Word document. We're wasting a little bit of time here, I'm sorry. So the first step on how to make better Facebook ads is to create interest groups. And if you guys don't know what interest groups are, I'm going to be actually building these interest groups right now. So check this out. An interest group is basically a profile or a demographic that you're going to categorize people on Facebook, and that's how you're going to target. It's basically a specific audience that you target. And the way that my ad strategies work and the way that I'm going to be kind of showing you guys how I'm going to be taking care of this. So the more interest groups you have, the more ads you can run to those interest groups. So it's very good to, pick a very strong niche. That way you can have more interest groups and therefore run more ads, okay? So check this out. Number one is gonna be interest, right? So for my niche would be dance, right? So they have interest in dance, they could have interest in ballet, they could have interest in, being a choreographer, things like that. And what you don't wanna do is you don't wanna use the same thing more than once for each one of these, interest groups, okay? So for demographics, we would say, we want to have 13 to maybe 35-year-olds, mainly female, things like that, okay? And then for behavior, I'm going to be building these in front of you because Facebook actually has an auto suggestions tab basically, and it shows you other things that you wouldn't really know of just off the top of your head, especially if this is a niche that you're not fluent in. This is kind of a new niche to you. Facebook will do the research for you. So we have, I'll read them out to you and then I'll build them. Behavior, location, what they read, who they follow, hobbies, what they watch, job titles, passions, and what they like. So let's go ahead and hop on into this. I'll show you guys my Facebook. Alright, so we're here on my Facebook, and I think I showed you guys how to do some Facebook ads, but we're going to go ahead and do this one more time on how to improve those Facebook ads that I showed you how to do, and how I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So we're going to hop into conversions, because that's what we want. We want purchases, so we're optimizing for purchases. Now, I'm going to skip, building out the entire ad. I just want to really focus in on the audience for you guys. And so the first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is interests. All right, so for interests, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and take off expand interests. The optimal range for interest groups is going to be 500,000 to 1 million. And if you put on expand interest groups, it's going to give you crazy numbers like 12 million people. And it's going to be really diluted. So check this out. So for interest, we're going to go ahead and say that they're interested in dance, okay? So that way, we're not going to use dance for the other interest groups. So we have dance. And then I already know this is going to be very broad. I'm going to do ballet. And say I'm out of ideas right here, then we'll hit suggestions. And then we'll hit, performing arts. That's an interest, okay? We'll hit performing arts. Then we'll go narrow further. Then we'll do classical ballet. There we go. Okay, perfect. And as you guys can see in the right-hand corner, the potential reach is huge, right? And what you want to go ahead and do if the potential reach is this large, then start basically narrowing this audience. So hit narrow further and then just hit, dance. So it has to have dance, ballet, performing arts, classic ballet, who also like, let's just say performing arts. Perfect. And you see that literally dropped down 3 million. And I'm not going to do this for you guys just for the sake of time. But what you would want to do is basically just run down that list and just, take a look. Pick literally every single interest that you see, and then make sure it's an optimal range between 500,000 and 1 million. At least that's what I'm going to do. Pretty much all I have for the interest groups. Now I'll show you one more example, then we'll hop into the other 2 strategies. Okay, let's go with watch. So what they watch. So one of the big things would be dance moms. So let's see if Facebook has this, and they do. Perfect. So we're going to go and hit dance moms, and then we'll see, what kind of reach it has. So 7.8 million people like dance moms. So we're going to go ahead and narrow this a little bit further. Okay, so we'll hit suggestions, and let's say they also like So You Think You Can Dance. Perfect. That's another dance show. All right, so we'll hit narrow audience. So you. Now that really narrows the reach to 26,000 people. So we want to go ahead and add more. So we're going to hit suggestions. So we'll hit Dancing with the Stars. That is another dance show. Perfect. 53,000 people. So, you know, this is a lot of this is just plug and play. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to do Dancing with the Stars down here because I believe that has a bigger audience. To get that optimal range of 500,000 people. And then right here we'll do So You Think. Perfect. Let's see what that does. Okay, so 4 million people, all right? So we can just narrow this further and narrow this further. And like I said, guys, I'm not going to do this. I hope you guys get the idea from here. But what you want to do, like I said, is run down every single one of these and then create those audiences. And Facebook has a nice little feature that you can do. Once you have an audience, you can go and hit save this audience. Perfect. Hit save that audience. So that would be number one on how to create better Facebook ads. Number two would be correct product launch strategy. Now, this really ties together the interest groups and the product launch strategy. I kind of went over this, but I'm going to do it in a little bit more detail on how I'm going to be tackling it this year. So once you have all of these interest groups, okay, so say we have 10 interest groups and I have one product that I want to start to run, okay? So I'm going to run this product to every single one of these interest groups. So hopefully I have all 11, right? Hopefully that I have a strong enough niche that I can run to all 11 interest groups. So I'm going to run to all those different audiences with one product, okay? And then after that product, I'm going to see which one of these audiences works the best. And I'm going to scale up. And then what I'm going to do the next week after I have a full week's worth of data is launch product number two. So all this really is you need to find where the buyers are. And this is kind of how you would put these into sections, okay? So that would be number two on how to go and do that, the correct product strategy. I'll write this down for you guys really quickly. So we have 10 interests, and then we'll do first product. Week 1, 10 interest groups. Second product, week 2, and then etc. etc. And the really fascinating part about this is Facebook is once you have sales and if you're optimizing for purchases, Facebook's pixel is actually going to calculate all of these audiences, and that's when you can get into things like custom audiences and lookalike audiences, and you just basically will create your own portfolio of people. But before you have that portfolio of buyers, essentially, where Facebook can go out and grab them, you're going to be competing for those same people that everybody else is competing for. That's why it's very, very important to separate these into categories so you don't just so you know where the buyers are. So Facebook can learn this data faster, okay? So that's going to be number 2, and for number 3 is going to be having the proper metrics. And this is what I'm going to be really focusing on are these 3 metrics. It's going to be cost per 1,000 impressions. So basically Facebook's going to show you for the 1,000 people that we put this in front of, it cost you $10 or it cost you $15, and anything under $10, that's great. Anything over $10, I'm going to go ahead and cut that. I'm not going to use that, okay? Now, for click-through rate, I want over 1%, and Facebook gives you all of these, they have them all labeled. And CPC, which is going to be cost per click, and Facebook, basically anybody who clicks on that link, and it'll take them to a landing page, it'll take them to a product page, it'll take them to a video, whatever your case may be, I want that to be under $1, preferably, okay? Now, that is pretty much it. Now there's a lot more to Facebook that I have not went over in this video, and I will be doing this as I'm kind of experimenting with it more in the future, such as pixels, long-term value tracking, lookalike audiences, and things like that. But just for now, while your store and my store are in its infancy, this is the only way to do it because you don't have a mature pixel. You're going to have to use interest groups. You're going to have to use correct product launch strategy and correct metrics. So if you guys have liked this video, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit that like button. It's been Ben Kennon. Thank you so much for watching.